Yeah, Ford Cortina Mark IV. Finally got one. I've been looking for Ford Cortinas for ages, and they show up on eBay and they end up going for ridiculously silly prices. Except this one didn't, because it ended up going for £1. Haha, just £1, literally just £1. So I was dead chuffed when I managed to get it for just £1. It was great. There's slight caveats with it being just £1 though. Somebody has attempted to repaint it what looks like pink. We've got some pink paint down the side here, and I've no idea what the other stuff they use, but for some reason there seems to be a lot of red stuff in all the recesses and everything, and then as usual normal paint chips and everything like that, so it's going to need a damn good clean. And they managed to get pink and red and white paint on the, well, you know, red and white makes pink, yes, yeah, brain. But yeah, they managed to get that on the wheels as well, so they'll probably be going. But yeah, we've got this, and it's in half decent condition if you ignore the, the bits where paint slopped on it. But yeah, it's a Mark IV Cortina from the late 70s, I think it was. It was sort of produced kind of, I think it was 77 until about 84, 83, something like that. And I can remember, and this is one of the reasons why I wanted to get one of these, was that my granddad, the first car I remember him having is one of these, a Mark IV Cortina, which was his was a 1983 model, I think it was. Don't quote me on that, because it's kind of half remembered. I even asked him, and he can't remember properly off the top of his head. It was so long ago. But I remember he was quite proud of his Cortina. He'd actually had it tricked up as well. He'd on this front bit, which has the, you know, kind of just the grille and the headlights, he'd actually had extra lights put on it, and he'd got the badges on the front, you know, like what he had at the time with, you know, AA badge and everything like that. His wasn't this kind of sort of greeny gold colour though. Man, would you say greeny gold? Brass? Sort of brass coloured? I don't know. But yeah, his wasn't this colour. His was a rather peculiar shade of dark red, which he referred to as mulberry, I think the word was. You know, we used to go out all the time, you know. I'd go to stop with my nan and granddad, and we'd go to the seaside, we'd go to theme parks and zoos, stuff like that. So there was many hours of enjoyment in there, you know, me sat in the back here and, you know, whatever, and then we'd get in the car and drive off somewhere, you know, and end up at Flamingo Land, or we'd end up at Scarborough or Bridlington or Cleethorpes, something like that. You know, we'd have a good day out, and then we'd all drive back home tired, and, you know, come home and go straight to bed and everything. So yeah, it was you know, there's a lot of memories in this kind of thing for me. So I'm going to try and do it up as I remembered his, with the, you know, the dark red. You know, well, it was a metallic dark red. It's like I say, it was weird. It's going to be a bugger for me to try and replicate the paint, because I'm sort of half remembering. I'm going to have to do a fair bit of you know, looking online to see if I can find something that, you know, that matches the shade, and then try and copy it using what I've got available. Which isn't much now, you know, because it's been a long time since I've been able to get anywhere to buy any fucking paint. Yeah, so we'll start with the usual stuff of cracking it open. I mean, I'm not seeing any major defects. There's nothing I don't need to straighten out, any, you know, chunks knocked out of it or anything like that. It's just a case of crack it open, strip it, clean up the interiors and everything like that, and then get to work on the body and all stuff. So yeah, let's get cracking and see where we end up.
Approximately 10 hours later.
Right then, folks, and we're back, and daft as it might seem, about nearly 2 weeks have passed since I filmed the beginning bit and this bit, you know, because shit happens. But yeah, so as I was saying before, I'm looking for this colour mulberry, which is what my colour my granddad's car was, and I have found you can't see that on the screen there, from the Encyclopedia. Try saying that when you're drunk. This colour is still existed. Ford medium dark mulberry, and it has a hex code, so it can be used. You know, you can use a hex code to reproduce the colour, you know, on your computer. And I've also looked around, and the High Coat company, who I, you know, sometimes, you know, get kind of paints off, also produces this in a spray. Unfortunately, none of the places where I buy High Coat, and there are about 3 or 4 places around here where, you know, that sell High Coat stuff, and I've been to all of them, and none of them have it. They don't have it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and mix my own. Now, looking at the various things of it, the colour mulberry, Ford dark mulberry or whatever it's called, is actually basically just burgundy but darker. So I've been having a look at what bits I've got, and I have 3 likely candidates here. We have Vallejo dark red, Vallejo burnt red, and Vallejo black red. And when you just look at the things at the bottom here, we have, you know, they all come pretty close to it. The closest one is the black red, but it's just slightly too dark. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix, you know, just having a look at them, I'm going to mix mostly black red with a bit of dark red, just to see what happens. And also in the 2 weeks while in between filming the first bit and the second bit, I've actually got a new tripod. This was my old tripod, and it broke here, and no matter how much I glued and pinned it, this thing here where the camera sits on just wouldn't just wouldn't fix. So yeah, so I managed to find a new one, and it's not like this one at all. It's one of those ones with the sort of spindly, bendy alien like legs, and you know, it doesn't go, you know, you can't make it taller or anything, but it will do for now. And if I need the camera to be higher up, I'll just, you know, put it on top of a box or something. So yeah, let's see. So yeah, so once we've sorted that particular problem out, so there's no more back cam, well, there could be some back cam, I don't know. Let's just do a bit. So I'm going to put I'm not going to mix up enough, you know, like loads and loads. I'm just going to do this as a tester. So put the black red on, which is, you know, already a nice sort of dark burgundy colour, and a little bit of this dark red, just a little bit. I'm going to give it a mix here, just a little bit of water and brush, just give it a little mix. That. And yes, maybe slightly lighter than the colour, maybe slightly lighter than the, you know, kind of official Ford colour. But you can see here on my little mixing tile, that's not bad. That's a near match. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. At the minute, the actual Cortina itself is just drying over on the window over there, because I've just given it an undercoat, a primer spray. I've not showed you it all stripped down and everything. I didn't see the point really at this point. The main body of the car has got a, you know, standard grey primer. Might augment that with a bit of red primer as well, I'm not sure. And then the base plate, the chassis, I've just sprayed black because it's going to get the chrome stuff on it. I might have a crack at replicating all the chromed extra headlights and stuff like that my granddad had on his car. Not 100% confident in whether I'll be able to do that, but I will give it a go anyway, because like I say, I'm making my granddad's car, so I'd quite like to make it as close as possible. And we'll just see how it happens, see what goes on. You know, I'm kind of doing, you know, what the car looked like sort of from half forgotten memories, and you know, and also my granddad's sort of half forgotten memories as well. So we'll see what happens, and when we come back, hopefully I'll have the primer will be dry, and I'll be able to mix up some more of this colour, and you know, we'll put it on the body and see how it comes out.
12 seconds later.
Okay, so here's the body. So like I say, just grey primered up, and it's on the helping hands. I've not taken the doors off because there's not really any need to be honest. I've mixed up a bit more paint, and I'm just going to apply it with a brush because, you know, I don't have an airbrush, and you know, you probably can't see very well detail here, but that's because of my what do I think now, 9-10 years old camera, you know. So you know, detail is not something that's really good. I think it does 720p, something like that. But yeah, donate to my PayPal. Yeah, so we're gonna start painting now, and we'll speed time up a little bit. So I'll just record myself doing it, and then you'll see what it looks like when I've finished. So here we go.
Start up. Time out.
Okay, there we go. That's the first coat on. I'm gonna have to mix some more paint up, obviously, to you know, put a second coat on. I think it might take 2 or 3 coats, but you know, and yeah, that's quite looking like the colour. I know I said I remembered it as being metallic, but now I've actually got it on the car, it's starting to look a lot more like what my memory had, so it may have not had that metallic you know, that kind of metallic pinch to it. So I'm gonna let this first coat dry off. It shouldn't take too long to dry because it's only a fairly thin coat. Mix some more paint up, and then when we come back, hopefully I'll have the entire thing done. I'm not too fussed about getting the roof right because the roof is black. My granddad's the roof of my granddad's car was black, and like a lot of cars at that time, they had black roofs. It wasn't vinyl covered though. I don't think. I think it was just black paint. And let's see how we get on, eh?
3 hours later.
Right, there we are. It took 3 coats of the mulberry to get it, you know, like this, which is fine. It's still drying at the minute, so yeah, there's still a bit of streakiness in it. The black was just given a coat of gloss black, you know. That's fine. All I need to do with the bits now is put in detailing and you know, a bit of chrome work on it, because the bits at the back here had like chrome, well, silver plastic, you know, kind of things on them, fascias, I don't fucking know what we call them. Yeah, so the body is basically done, aside from detailing, like I said. So that's that. So next thing, we're going to move on to the chassis and then the wheels, and I haven't actually picked out which wheels I'm going to put on yet, but I will do. And so do the chassis. I'm going to see if I can have a go at replicating the lights. I'm not going to record that because I might just end up not doing it. I would like to do it though, but there we go. So yeah, it did take 3 coats of the mulberry colour. When it's got some lacquer over it, it'll look a lot shinier and glossier, which I think is what the effect I'm looking for was, you know, the kind of shiny stuff. I've also put a bit of black on the interior because you don't want to see the interior. The door's still open and everything, and you know, when I get round to detailing that, the interior of the interior of it, which I seem to have misplaced, which isn't a good thing. Oh no, it's here. Yeah, the interior of it is red plastic, so that'll be getting. I haven't cleaned it yet. It's still got dirt and shit on it. Oh dear. Yeah, but the interior will be. I can't remember whether it was a kind of a dark grey, light grey interior. I mean, this was the 80s. You know, 80s cars tended to have sort of greyish or that kind of desert yellow tan colour. But to go with this, I think it's going to go dark grey with some light grey highlight bits on it, you know, so the interior looks alright. And then there's the windscreen, which I did clean, I believe, but doesn't really need anything doing to it. So yeah, so let's crack on and get this finished.
Moments later.
Yep, decided to be brave, and I did it. I put the things on, just made them out of milliput and what they call it, paper clips. Drilled 2 holes, bent them round, put them in. That's the front lights that I put on. I'm glad I did it now. I'm glad I did it. And I've just remembered under here was also the same burgundy colour, well, mulberry burgundy, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to paint it like that.
Eventually.
Right, so here we go then. Everything is now all painted and done and ready for, you know, being put back together and that. So, oh god, what's happening here? Ah, shit. It's one of those things of having this new tripod. I just noticed a button on the back, so I thought, oh, I'll press it, and that causes the camera to detach and start sliding forward. Yeah, so, just before we put it all together, there's the glass, and you can see it very well. When I was cleaning it, it looked all nice and clear and shiny and everything, but then after the try not dropping it, but then after the you know, I dried it off and everything and just gave it a polish, there appears to be what looks like super glue residue all around the bottom here, and on there was some on here and some on the back and everything like that. There's still a bit there. Scraped most of it off, but I have absolutely no idea how that got in there. I'm assuming somebody tried to super glue something at some point. I haven't found anything broken on the car, so I don't know. I managed to get all the Play-Doh off, which is what all that red stuff was that I spotted at the beginning. The interior, no problems. As you can see, that's what colour it originally was, and I've done that. I've done it as best as I can remember what the interior of my granddad's car looked like, which was sort of black bits with grey and then red, sort of red stitching, red piping on parts of the seats. That's fine. I've left the tow hook on and given it a bit of chrome because my granddad's car had a tow hook, because so it had a caravan, so sometimes you needed a car to tow the caravan. The base plate or chassis, I've just done that in, you know, the lights and the indicators, and then the number plate there, and around the back coloured that bit in there, and it's all got nice lacquer on it. I chose these wheels because they were, you know, the best, and they fit straight away. I didn't have to cut or lower anything or anything like that. I didn't have to cut out the you know, the wheel arches or anything. And then the body is just the same as what it was, you know, the doors open and everything like that. Tidied up the you know, the detailing lines, put chrome on the back bit there, put chrome on the door handles, and the door's still open, although being a bit contrary, because usually when you do give something a coat of lacquer or varnish, it does tend to stiffen things up a bit. But there we are, the doors are open. Gave the inside a coat of black, and then put little bits on of the mulberry so that you can see what it is. So let's get all this back together then. So we'll start off, we'll just flip her over, and there's a nice big arrow on there to tell you where to put the windscreen. You sort of have to finagle into position on the doors, and I bet you have, yeah, no, of course it can only go in one way. So get that in there, that's it. Push it down. It doesn't really need anything you know, sticking in there, you know, like any glue or anything like that, because it gets held in place by the you know, it gets held in place by the interior and lower chassis, which is very, very tight. Just pop that base plate on, and I think this one should just snap into position, but I'm going to put some glue on it anyway because it needs it. So we'll just pop a bit of glue on. Where's my glue? Helps if you're prepared for these kind of things, doesn't it? So I'll just pop that down there. I've got a free hand, and it's like I say, it clicks in over the old rivets quite well, but a little bit of glue just to help it on its way, and give it a blow. And there we have it. It's like I say, you can't see very well with this camera and with this light, which I'm trying to sort out. But yeah, I've got a tile. Weird thing is, I picked up a couple of tiles the other day. I went somewhere and they had a rubbish pile, and I needed some tiles for something else. So I thought I'll, you know, keep a few tiles for mixing paint and whatnot on. So we'll just give her a spin round there, although you can't really see much of anything. But yeah, it's still a roller, which is good. And you know, I filled in the Ford badge on both the front and the back, and the number plate, and the writing that's there where it says Cortina. Or is it Cortina? I can't remember what litre it was, but I didn't fill in the number plates letters because you know, why bother? Because it's far too fiddly. My hands aren't steady enough to do that. But yeah, there we are. The front work all done, and in that mulberry colour, which is now all nice and glossy. And yeah, it does, you yeah, it is my granddad's car. It's the one I remember. The only thing that I have missed off it that was on my granddad's car was an AA badge on the front grille, but there was just simply not enough space there. I think I've made the lights on the spotlights on the front are a bit too big. But so yeah, there we are. My granddad's C-Reg, I think it was C-Reg, Cortina brought back to life, and the whereabouts of this Cortina are known. Right, the whereabouts of this Cortina are, you know, where they are now are known. This car got smashed up in 1987 in an accident, similar to its predecessor, and it ended up as a cube of scrap at the scrapyard because it was smashed up hopelessly or beyond repair. So yeah, but that's what I say. It's here. It's here in 1/64 scale, ready to go in with my collection of other Ford stuff. So yeah, so close-up pictures will follow, and thank you for watching, and like I say, like, subscribe, share, whatever you like. If you want to donate to my PayPal, you know, that'd be great. Everything that goes through my PayPal will be put to good use, and you know, buying bits and bobs and, you know, paints and milliput and all stuff like that. And you know, maybe hopefully one day I'll get a donor that donates so much I can actually afford a new camera. Doubt it. So yes, so thanks for watching. Pictures to follow. I'll see you next time with I ain't got a clue what I'm going to do next time. I'm not making any promises either. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.